There have been times when NBA players went way too far just to impress the courtside baddies, and when it comes to hooping at a high level, few can match Kevin Durant. KD has earned tons of fans over the years, but Rihanna definitely wasn't one of them. Flashback to Game 1 of the 2017 NBA Finals. The Golden State Warriors were defending home court against the Cleveland Cavaliers, and Rihanna was sitting courtside, clearly rooting hard for LeBron and the Cavs. When Durant stepped up to the free throw line, Rihanna tried to mess with his head by yelling, "Brick," hoping he'd miss. But KD wasn't having it. Later in the game, he calmly drained a three-pointer right in front of her and gave a long, cold stare, making sure everyone knew who was really in control. That was KD's version of revenge, and it was ice cold.
Durant hands another three-pointer. 38 for Kevin Durant. James is now guarding Durant. Long three. Kevin Durant rattles home the three-pointer. Durant handling. Durant down the lane.
KD knew exactly where Rihanna was sitting. After sinking that cold-blooded three, he turned and locked eyes with the Grammy-winning superstar. That stare-down was icy, but what made it even crazier was the history between them. Back in 2012, Durant actually tweeted at Rihanna, asking her to wish him a happy birthday. And the year before that, he even said he wanted to marry her. That was all before we found out about his burner accounts. Just imagine the kind of messages he might have been sending from those. So during that finals game, KD was probably thinking he could shut her down and impress her at the same time. And while he definitely upped his game, focusing that much on someone courtside, especially Rihanna, probably isn't the best idea in an NBA Finals. But hey, can you really blame him? Now, speaking of courtside royalty, Jay-Z and Beyoncé are often spotted supporting their hometown team, the Brooklyn Nets. But when LeBron James came to town, it felt like Queen Bee might have had another reason to show up, to witness the king. LeBron was in God mode. In one unforgettable moment, right in front of Jay and Bay, he hit a filthy fadeaway jumper after two slick fakes that left defenders frozen. It wasn't just a bucket, it was a statement. And in front of that audience, you know LeBron was feeling himself.
The spin, the jumper, it goes! Well contested. LeBron James.
Here's a cleaned up and more dramatic rewrite of that section. That shot? Pure LeBron. The king just took over the game, and the fact that he hit it right in front of the Nets' ultimate superfans made it even more savage. Just look at Jay-Z's face afterward. That man did not look thrilled about LeBron putting on a show in front of Beyoncé. The king was calm, smooth, and cold-blooded with that fadeaway. Classic Bron. Now, if there's one family that's had their fair share of NBA connections, it's the Kardashians. Kendall Jenner, in particular, has dated multiple NBA players, which has led to some pretty awkward courtside moments. One of the most unforgettable happened back in 2018. Kendall showed up courtside to support her then-boyfriend, Ben Simmons. Seemed sweet until her ex, Jordan Clarkson, hit the court for the opposing team. Yikes. While Simmons might have been hoping to show out in front of Kendall, Clarkson had other plans. Late in the game, with just a minute on the clock, Clarkson took Simmons one-on-one, blew past him with ease, and hit a smooth layup to seal the win. And just to twist the knife a little deeper, Clarkson turned to the crowd and blew a kiss. That wasn't just a bucket, that was personal shot.
Minute to go. Jordan going to work. 5 to shoot. Has to shoot. Stuck inside. Good night, Philadelphia. The Clarkson dance to the hoop is back. 19 after a scoreless first half. The finger roll. He scores in a variety of ways. And for that fan, it was.
Not only did Jordan Clarkson impress his ex, but he also made her new boyfriend look silly in the process. That's gotta sting if you're Ben Simmons. Clarkson pulling off that move right in front of Kendall Jenner? Yeah, that was way too far, but also kind of legendary. Now, speaking of players who go into superstar mode when baddies are courtside, let's talk about Austin Reeves. Reeves is already a solid NBA player, but when the front row at a Lakers game is stacked with baddies, Man turns into prime Michael Jordan. In a 2022-23 regular season matchup against the Pistons, Reeves was hustling for a loose ball alongside Alec Burks. Burks gave him a little shove, and next thing you know, Reeves went crashing straight into a group of courtside stunners in LA. Drinks went flying. The whole section was in chaos, and the Lakers bench was cracking up. But Reeves, he saw a golden opportunity. With around 10 minutes left in the game, all eyes were on him, and he thrived under that spotlight. He locked in, turned up the energy, and put on a show. Because when the baddies are watching, Austin Reeves is built different.
Reeves again handling the ball, up and under, the scoop and the score. Little step to the side, Reeves, drive, kick, Reeves, good ball movement. Yes, sir, Austin Reeves.
How could you not be impressed with Austin Reeves after that? He sent the defender in the complete wrong direction and instantly shifted into another gear. With the whole crowd locked in, especially those front row baddies, everyone knew Reeves was putting on a show for a reason. The Lakers ended up holding off the Pistons, and Reeves was a huge reason why. At this point, the Lakers might want to consider a new strategy for next season. Just pay models to sit courtside every game and watch Austin Reeves channel his inner Kobe Bryant for 82 straight nights. Now, speaking of guys with legendary dating, resume, Pete Davidson's list of exes is straight up unreal. And in 2022, one of the women he was linked to was model Emily Ratajkowski. Sounds like a flex, right? Well, maybe not when Pete decided to bring her courtside to a New York Knicks game, because it wasn't the Knicks who showed out that night. It was the Memphis Grizzlies, and more specifically, Ja Morant. Ja saw the situation, locked in, and went into full highlight mode. He was flying, dunking, crossing people up, doing everything he could to steal the spotlight. And let's be real, it kind of worked.
Morant spins. Oh, what a play by Morant! You'll see none better in the league this year. Ja driving, hanging, banking, and hitting.
Ja Morant gets in the paint, floats it up, shot is good. Boy, sensational point guard play in terms of point guards looking to score. Ja Morant with 26.
Ja Morant didn't just show out, he dominated. He finished the game with a monster triple-double, 27 points, 10 rebounds, and 14 assists, leading the Grizzlies to a big win. Of course, he threw down some of his signature high-flying dunks too, because what's a Ja performance without a little aerial madness? But get this, Ja wasn't the only one trying to steal the spotlight from Pete Davidson that night. Knicks guard Jalen Brunson must have caught a glimpse of Emily Ratajkowski courtside and decided he was going to get in on the action too. Brunson dropped 30 points and dished out 9 assists, trying his best to outshine everyone in the building, considering Pete and Emily aren't together anymore. Who knows, maybe all that on-court showing off actually worked. Sure, going that hard in a regular season game might seem a little extra, but when there's a baddie like Emily Ratajkowski in the front row, you know the guys are going to give it everything they've got. And speaking of stars in the stands, before Game of Thrones wrapped up with that brutal final season, Emilia Clarke, aka Daenerys Targaryen, showed up courtside for Game 6 of the Western Conference Finals between the Warriors and Rockets. With the Mother of Dragons in the building, someone was bound to go off. James Harden had a solid outing, but it was Steph Curry who absolutely erupted. After going scoreless in the entire first half, Steph dropped a ridiculous 33 points in the second half alone. Talk about a fiery comeback fit for a queen.
To the rim. Nice finish there from Curry, and the game tied again. In Oakland. Then they pull out game 6. Curry gets to the basket. Nobody there. A wide open layup. Curry with Tucker right with him. Curry launches a 3. Puts it in again. Steph Curry from down.
Steph Curry definitely knew Emilia Clarke was in the building because he completely took over in the second half. With an absolutely insane 33-point explosion, Curry carried the Warriors on his back, doing it all without Kevin Durant, who was sidelined. You know KD had to be fuming, missing a golden opportunity to impress a courtside baddie like Daenerys Targaryen herself. Now, speaking of star power in the stands, Knicks forward Julius Randle pulled a slick move during the playoffs. He invited Jessica Alba courtside. Sure, Randle's a married man, but maybe this was more of a setup for his teammate, Jalen Brunson. At halftime, the Miami Heat held a 3-point lead and looked like the ones out to impress the crowd. But then came the second half, and Brunson flipped the script. With Jessica Alba watching from the front row, Brunson turned on the style. He broke out some of the smoothest handles you'll ever see, putting on a show that looked straight out of Kyrie Irving's bag of tricks. It wasn't just a comeback, it was a statement.
That he can finish through traffic as well.
Brunson lines it up. Bottom, a three. For the lead. Oh, yeah! Jalen Brunson from downtown.
It wasn't smooth sailing for Jalen Brunson. He was battling a sore ankle throughout the game. But let's be real. With Jessica Alba sitting courtside, there was no way Brunson wasn't going to give it everything he had. And Jessica isn't. The only courtside queen who brings out the best in Brunson. When Iggy Azalea pulled up to Madison Square Garden, Brunson clocked her immediately. He dove deep into his bag of tricks, pulling out some of the smoothest handles in the league. He wasn't just trying to win, he was trying to impress. Brunson made sure he looked like the biggest superstar on the floor to catch the eye of the superstar off it. Breaking ankles left and right, he dropped 40 points, including 6 threes. If he was trying to get Iggy's attention, mission accomplished. Because when there's a certified baddie in the front row, Brunson turns into a whole different animal. But hey, not everyone's definition of a baddie is the same. Take JaVale McGee, for example. While playing for the Nuggets, he went flying into the first row, right into the lap of someone's grandma. JaVale didn't miss a beat, gave her a sweet little kiss on the cheek. And then something wild happened. The man started bawling. Out. Maybe Grandma had that good luck energy because JaVale turned into a beast after that. Forget courtside baddies. McGee might have just found a courtside granny to unlock his powers.
Out. He'll try for three. Off the mark. Look at McGee! Hustling into the front row. He gets the fan on the cheek.
With powerful dunks and dominant rebounds, how could Grandma not be impressed? Sure, she might not be what you or I would typically call a baddie, but hey, who really knows what JaVale McGee is into? And there you have it. Those were the wildest times NBA players went way too far trying to impress the courtside baddies. What did you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your take. And while you're down there, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss out on more crazy NBA moments. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.